The love that unites man to woman comes from God, and because of its origin, it unifies and cannot be separated. My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, the Gospel reading of today, Jesus upholds both the value of lifelong fidelity in marriage and the value of celibacy for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Even though within the Jewish tradition, in the book of Deuteronomy allowed for divorce, but in marriage it is God who unites. Jesus responds to the Pharisees having recourse to Genesis chapter 2:24, which presents the question about the primary will of God, the Creator. The love that unites man to woman comes from God, and because of its origin, it unifies and cannot be separated. By quoting Genesis chapter 2:24, therefore, man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Jesus wants to underline a particular and absolute principle. It is the creating will of God that unites man and woman. When a man and woman unite together in marriage, it is God who unites them. And if the church is to be faithful to the teaching of Jesus, it must keep promoting God's vision for marriage as the giving of man and a woman to each other for life. Jesus also acknowledges the value of celibacy for those to whom it has been granted, for those who have the grace, the capacity for celibacy from God. Jesus declares that it is a value given with a view to a greater value, that is God's kingdom. It is to be lived for the sake of that kingdom, to further the coming of God's kingdom and the doing of God's will. Whether married or single, we are all called to work together in the service of God's purpose for our world and our lives as revealed to us by Jesus. In today's world, my dear brothers and sisters, there is a strong tendency to see commitment as good only as long as it is going well. When difficulties arise, we may be tempted to walk away rather than to stay and try to work it out. Today, Jesus calls each one of us to take our personal relationships and commitments very seriously, both in married life and celibate life. Jesus' vision for human living, whether it is married life or single life, always appeals to what is best in us. The way of life He puts before us may be demanding, but He assures us that it is what we were created for, and therefore it is the path of life. The ideal of mutual, faithful love within marriage, of being single for the sake of the kingdom, is possible only with God's grace. Every day we need to ask the Lord for the grace, the resources we need to live as He is calling us to live and desires us to live. Let us seek His help every day to remain faithful to the vocation that we have accepted in our life. Amen.